Lucifer's decline was not due to pride, but something way, way deeper than pride. Welcome back. This is your girl, yeah, JT, and I'm back with another video. And I'm diving into a new series. It's myths and theories. And today we're starting off with the beginning. Like, not in the beginning, God created heaven and earth. No, the beginning. We're going to start off with the fall, the decline of Lucifer. So I wanted to go like back. So we're going to origin. On origin, what does the name Lucifer actually mean? The word actually comes from lux, which is Latin, which means light, and fere, which means bringer, which translates to light bringer, or as we now know, the morning sun, or the light bearer. He was a high ranking covering cherub. You might be, what is a cherub? I know when I read that, I was like, what is a cherub? What is a cherub? A cherub is, in what can I say, in figurative dictionary, it would be an innocent looking child or a well behaved child. And in other contexts, it means a very majestic character that is responsible for protecting holy places. Holy places. So that would be the holy mountain. Could be, could not be. He was considered to be perfect in his ways, very perfect. When I'm saying perfect, I mean perfect, no flaws, which would make you go like, how did he become now the most flawed individual in the world? Because he was exceptionally flawless, adored with the most precious of stones, jasper, diamonds, you name it. You name it. Some I can't even pronounce. Like they like those unique type of stones. So that's his origin. Now to the cause of decline, the cause of his fall. So it all started with him developing conceitedness. He became conceited, very conceited. He was now consumed with the praises, the praises he received, how great he was, the position, the fear. And he was like, you know what? I'm great too. I can actually be the Almighty if I want to as well. He now started to self ex like self adore himself. Like he was out of this world. He was not tripping. Or maybe he wasn't, I don't know. He took it a little bit way too far. If I was him, I would just stay overly consumed and boisterous and bang my chest that I'm biggest and baddest up in this turf. He declared that he will, quote unquote, I will descend above, or I will establish a throne above the stars of God. That's a pretty bold move. That's a pretty bold statement. And he states it 5 times. And I'm superstitious. So I decided to find out what's the spiritual meaning of five. The number five means change, development, transformation. So that was the building point to his transformation. Like, this is something. Now, his knowledge became perverted, like it was your, he would be like yo. He was good, very good. He was the strongest, the smartest, the fastest, you name it. He was even God's like most favorite, regarded to be the favorite angel. And he got super duper perverted and infatuated with the power that he did not want to let it go and actually wanted more of it. It now became his drug, his addiction. shocking. And in that moment, he became the originator of sin. I will go back to this because there's a lot of things about the story of how Lucifer like declined that just don't sit well with me. But we'll see about that. So it comes down to Patri, the rebellion. He manages, oh, must have been a sweet talker, hey. He manages to convince one third of angels to join him. To do what? To overthrow the Lord Almighty. Like, bro, it's like you just go around with your other brothers and be like, we're gonna kick dad out of the house today. Like they were like, today we're kicking dad out of the house. And what happened? War broke out. Like war even began before the world even began. War broke out in heaven. Thanks to who? Thanks to Lucifer. War broke out in heaven. Hey, it was. Have you ever watched those like old night movies? I'm sure it was like those. Like, all you hear is sing, sing, sing. Since he was the strongest, it is said that God gave extra power to Michael to defeat Lucifer. And he's scooped out of heaven. Like they push him out of the place. And he now takes in this transformation. He goes from Lucifer, the morning star, to Satan, the adversary, the enemy. That's actually like the meaning of Satan, the adversary. So he transforms, he's consumed by anger. He's like, I'm gonna ruin every single thing you wanna do. Every single good thing you're trying to do, I'm gonna pervert it. He's sent down where they should have looked for another pit to throw him. He's sent down where on earth, and it's like, oh, you sending me down here? I'm gonna do something, and trust me, he's still doing a lot. He's still doing a lot. So that's like the story of Lucifer. That's the story of Lucifer. He was a well loved, well like positioned, like he had like everything. He was like a spoiled brat who just wanted more. And there are multiple arguments in this. There are people who say like that's the side that we are aware of. What if something deeper went on in heaven? What if there was something that actually led him to that, other than his pride and envy and greed? Like, honestly speaking, that's the birth of all the seven deadly sins. Like, he was prideful, he was greedy, wanted more, he was envious of God's position, he lusted over the adoration, the praise that God received. Like, and then he just wanted it. He wanted it. So that's a very unique transformation, like from the morning sun star, I mean, to someone who's described to be now the most despicable human. I mean, the most despicable creature to ever exist, ever, like ever. Like in religions, there is multiple gods, but there's always that bad character that always seems to resemble Satan. So he's one of those characters where like he's everywhere, everywhere. Even if the gods are different, but he's just there. Like he's the big bad wolf. And it's so fascinating because he was actually supposed to not be like that. He was too perfect. Maybe the problem that was that he was too perfect. Maybe that was the problem. He was too perfect. Okay, that was the problem. Maybe he was too perfect. You know, it is said in Revelations 20 and 20 verse 3 that he shall be bound for 1,000 years and let loose. Is this 1,000 years to come? Because I actually feel like it already happened and now he's loose and just running wild. Because if you see the amount of bad, the amount of violence, the amount of rage, wars about to break out. Like you can see that this man, this being is free and roaming and doing what he wants to do. He wants revenge. And I don't think he'll stop until the Lord stops him. Because yeah, yeah, he's spiteful. Imagine getting bound up for 1,000 years. You can do nothing. Or a normal human being maybe, or a normal being. If you're just bound for you're grounded, you think of what you did and like, yo, I'm never doing that again. But abnormal people or abnormal beings will be like, when I get out of here, I'm gonna do even worse. And I think that's why he said it's like, you see, when I get out of this 1,000 years, oh, nobody's gonna hold me. Nobody. Nobody's gonna hold me. What are the most unpopular things that people say? People are like, um, shouldn't God, shouldn't have God just, taken him out often? Like, and yeah, that's something only God can answer. Honestly speaking, I don't know. I will not give anything, but I just know that He is a loving God. So I believe as much as He may have betrayed the Almighty, like God just on a low loves him. So He couldn't bear to off him. So I believe that's why He never offed him. And the other unpopular thing that people suggest is if heaven is such a pure, innocent place, how so was the originator of evil, of sin from heaven? Girl, boy, pray on it. Maybe God will answer you better than me. Pray on it, because even I, as a fellow Christian, even I, as a fellow Christian, yeah, that kind of, yeah, confuses me. Maybe it was God's thing, because I believe, as it said, like people do say that God knows. Say that God knows our thoughts before we say it out. It is said that He knows our moves before we do it. So I believe, okay, this is gonna set me on fire, but people are gonna come for me. But either ways, I feel like it was all part of the plan. I feel like God knew that one day He was gonna switch, and it was all part of the plan. He wanted to have that balance, the yin yang, good and evil. Maybe He wanted to test us, His creation, even further. So it was like, what better way than to make an adversary and see from our free will who will we lean onto? That's a twisted way of thinking, but that's what I think. I honestly think that if there's something different, then you better plug me. You better tell me. Very cool. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thumbs up. Please leave a like. It's not gonna kill you if you just have to tap. Like not much. So like, comment down below what you think of this video, what you think I missed, and that I should have spoken on more. I could do a part two, or I can make like a little reel running over some things I missed. Um, you can also comment on theories or mythological stories you've heard that you want me to story tell. It'll be actually very fun for me to do. And subscribe. You know, these things, commenting can be a little bit hard because you actually have to type, like type. But subscribing and liking, bruh, that's not hard. Just press the button. It's not gonna kill you. Anyways, I love you guys. See you guys on the next video, and the next video, and the next, and the next. As long as I'm breathing.